Hey there, ghouls. It's the Creepmas season, and I know this is a very hectic time of year for all of us, but I'd like to invite you to kick back, relax, pour yourself a hot cocoa, and let me read you a story. Every night from now through December 24th, I will read you a chapter from my new holiday creature feature, Christmas Creeps from the Deep. So tune in and hang out with me at 7 p.m. Eastern Time every night for a new chapter. Let's get to it, shall we? Chapter 18. Just like one of those Christmas romance movies all the gals around here love. Bub Varney lay on a gurney behind the ambulance. The paramedics were about to push him into the back when Gloria hip-checked them out of the way, grabbed Bub's hand, and held on like her life depended on it. Her balance sure did, thanks to that broken chunky heel on her one shoe. Bub, through his oxygen mask, said, "I love you and I want to make an honest woman out of you. Will you marry me?" "Yes, Bub Varney, yes!" Gloria cried so hard, tears shot out of her eyes like projectiles. They kissed, sloppy, wet, slurpy, and everyone in the town cheered. The town square had refilled with people since the fishmen left. The townies emerged from their hiding place and came together to bask in the warm twinkle of the few surviving Christmas lights. The mood was joyous and festive. Al and Mattie Pickens wheeled out a cart of big metal urns filled with fresh coffee and hot chocolate. People hugged each other and told their harrowing war stories from the night. They smiled and sipped from steaming styrofoam cups. Mattie put extra marshmallows in all the hot chocolates, and Becky handed out free gingerbread man cookies. It wasn't all Christmas cheer and cookies, though. The coroner zipped up what was left of Bucky, Chester, and Chester's cousins, Timmy and Daryl, in body bags and then put them in the back of an SUV with the county logo stamped on the side. Granny zipped around in one of Al's mobility shopping scooters, overseeing a makeshift cleanup crew. The other members of the Misty Pines Thursday Night Knitting Club followed her, barking orders and making to-do lists. As usual, the grannies were getting things done. Paramedics tended to Sheriff Ed, wrapping his bleeding forehead in gauze. He didn't say one word about Granny being the one who injured him. A big guy like Ed couldn't admit to being knocked out by a palsied old lady. Sheriff Ed's only deputy walked through the crowd with a clipboard, taking witness statements and snapping the occasional crime scene photo. He was 20 people in, but still looked skeptical. He'd missed all the action because he'd been 2 counties over with his in-laws. Sheriff Ed had called him back to help with the aftermath. And that's where Earl stood, telling the deputy, whose jaw was on the floor, about the 3 additional bodies currently lying on his porch at the Misty Pines Trailer Park. Earl recounted the tale of the doomed, now headless carolers and the fishmen who'd killed them. Holly stood on the other side of the square, apologizing to Becky for the state of the gingerbread man costumes. The costumes lay on a park bench. They were both filthy and ripped to shreds. Their faux cookie mouths looked like they were screaming. Earl couldn't hear what Becky was saying about it. They were too far away. Holly kept glancing over at Earl. Every time their eyes met, Earl looked away. Not because he was avoiding her. He wasn't. It was the opposite, actually. He decided to tell Holly how he really felt about her. The right way. Not in a crisis. Not when death was imminent. He decided to do it before they left here tonight because life was short. An angry fish could chop your head off when you least expected it. So why wait? Sure, he already knew Holly didn't feel the same way about him, but being honest felt right after all they'd been through together. The deputy said some things about copies of statements and public records, but Earl wasn't really listening. He was too busy running his speech to Holly over and over again in his head. He was ready. The second the deputy stepped away, Earl moved toward Holly, but Hannah Farrow from the local TV news station stepped into his path. The cameraman planted himself in front of Earl and turned the camera on Sheriff Ed. "Sheriff, tell us what happened here tonight." Hannah held out the microphone, waiting for him to speak. Sheriff Ed, head wrapped in bandages, cleared his throat. "We had an incident with some local wildlife, but the situation is under control. We have no more information at this time." That was it. That was all he said. The mayor hip-checked Earl out of the way, smoothed his suit, flashed his sharky white smile, and grabbed the microphone out of Hannah's hand. "Hannah, hello! I'm the mayor of Holiday Lake. This is a special community, especially at Christmas. Every year we come together, locals and tourists alike, to celebrate a season of peace, giving, and of course to celebrate the annual Christmas Lights Festival. It really is an experience you have to see in person," he said. The mayor wasn't one to pass up free publicity. Now, we had a bit of a hiccup this year, but it's all taken care of thanks to a few concerned citizens. This was a one-time incident, so it is perfectly safe to plan your trip for next year. Remember, a happy holiday awaits you in Holiday Lake, along with 13 unique retail experiences. Earl rolled his eyes, then skirted around the news crew, heading for Holly. Granny Anderson stopped him. Can you help me with this? She pointed at Granny's wheelchair, still lying in Bucky's blood. I can't lift it. It's too heavy. Marge is having fun in that electric shopping cart, but I don't think Al's going to let her keep it. I got it. Earl pulled Granny's wheelchair up out of the muck and gave it the once-over. It seems fine. Sticky, but fine. I'm sure it'll clean up nice. Granny Anderson smacked a pack of wet wipes and some all-purpose cleaning spray to his chest, then rushed off to join the other grannies. You heard the lady. Holly would have to wait. Earl started wiping the chair, and wiping, and wiping. Who knew blood was so hard to clean? Can you believe this? Hannah should be interviewing you on the TV news. You're the one who saved us all. Sheriff and the mayor didn't even give you credit. Holly grabbed Earl's collar and pulled him to standing. Well, this concerned citizen isn't voting for that mayor ever again unless he gives you credit. Holly was so steaming mad her eyebrows had pulled into a unibrow. She was still talking, but the blood was rushing so hard in Earl's ears that he couldn't make out her words. This was it. This was the moment. He had to tell her. It was time. Well, what do you have to say about all this? She dug her fists into her glorious hips, waiting for an answer. I love you, Holly. May as well lead with the big news, right? What did you just say? Her face changed. The rage slid off. Her eyes went wide. I said I love you, Holly Green. Earl swallowed hard. His throat was dry, but he willed his lips to say the words he'd been repeating in his head all night. I have loved you since the day you moved in next door, and I will always love you. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I could never work up the nerve, he said. I understand if you don't feel the same. I know a woman as beautiful and amazing as you has other better options than me. I don't expect anything from you. I just wanted you to know. Why, Earl Frost. I don't know what to say. Her voice was soft, her cheeks flushed pink. Earl knew heartbreak was coming. He'd heard the, you're a nice guy, but speech. He didn't care to hear it again, so he turned to go. Holly grabbed him and turned him back. I've had a crush on you forever. I always thought you were cute as a button and so sweet. I've dropped hints trying to get you to ask me out, but you never did. Here, I thought you weren't interested, she said. Now I'm mad. We wasted all this time. We could have been having fun together. It took a few minutes for her words to sink in. He put a pinky in his ear and wiggled it, trying to get the caked fishman guts and Bucky blood out of it because he didn't believe his ears. Could you say that again? You heard me. I know you did. Holly shook her head. Then she grabbed the collar of Earl's ugly Christmas sweater, pressed her lips to his, and started kissing. Like really kissing. With tongue. Earl couldn't believe his good luck. He'd lived this moment in fantasy for so long, he couldn't believe it was finally real. He wrapped his arms around her and started giving it as good as he was getting it, until a blinding light shone on their faces, and they stopped. It was Hannah Farrow and the cameraman. Hannah said, I hear you two are the concerned citizens who saved the town tonight. Where'd you hear that? Earl said. From everyone. Hannah motioned to the people in the square. They were all looking at Earl. Darling Stump said, I never thought I'd say this, but Earl Frost saved Christmas. Everyone clapped. Some whistled. Some even hooted. Earl's cheeks turned red, and a spark of Christmas spirit rekindled deep inside of him for the first time since his daddy disappeared. The camera panned away to get a shot of the cheering crowd. Holly primped and made herself look extra glamorous. Earl didn't know how she did it. They were both coated in fish guts, firework gunk, and all the rubble from the plant explosion, but she did. When the camera panned back, she was ready. She took the microphone from Hannah and said, This is Earl Frost, and he saved the town. Without his bravery and extensive knowledge of fish, both schooling and in pods, everyone here would be dead. Holiday Lake would be rubble. I'm not exaggerating. What happened exactly? Hannah asked. This is going to sound crazy, but we were attacked by fish. Did you say fish? Hannah scratched her perfectly styled blonde hair. Yep, from that lake right there, Holly said. But we're on land? Hannah looked confused. She'd have quite the story once she got her hands on the deputy's witness statements, but for now, she looked at Holly like she was crazy. Now, I think we all learned a lesson tonight, Holly said. We all need to take better care of our lakes. And our wildlife from now on, it'd be better for everyone, trust me. Holly handed Hannah the microphone, grabbed Earl, and pulled him towards Granny's minivan, still parked across the sidewalk. Where are we going? Earl said. We're going home. We can't leave without Granny. Earl looked back. Granny shot him a thumbs up. She can get her own ride home, Holly said. We've got things to do. Like what? First, we're going to take a long, hot shower, she said. We're going to get real clean. And then, Earl swallowed hard. Then we're going to get real dirty again. Together, like real dirty, you hear? She licked her lips and looked Earl up and down like he was a cookie, hot, fresh, and delicious. Earl's cheeks burned hot, and so did the rest of him. I got a special request, though, she said. Anything. I felt those sexy satin panties when I was digging out your lighter. Can you model them for me? Holly smacked Earl's behind hard. Naughty boy, you're just full of surprises, aren't you? All right, ghouls, that is the end of Christmas Creeps from the Deep. Thank you so much for listening. Now, I am not an audiobook narrator, so I do have a professionally narrated version of this audiobook by the one and only Jeremy Fraser, and I will put the links down below. But thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you had a good time. Now, if you like my style of humor and fiction, don't forget I have another series called 24/7 Demon Mart. All right, till next time, bye.